I'm very much grateful for this lecture that is being organized on the history of the Reang. Tripura, a small hilly state, is situated in the northeastern parts of India, bounded by Assam and Mizoram in the eastern side, while the rest is surrounded by Bangladesh. Tripura is the second most populous state in northeastern India after Assam. The name of the tribal communities in Tripura are Bil, Bhutia, Chaimal, Chakma, Garo, Halam, Jamatia, Khasi, Kuki, Lepcha, Lusai, Mok, Munda, Nuatia, Orang, Riang, Santal, Tripuri, and Uchoy. About the history of Tripura, Tripura was ruled by Maharajas or the king belonging to the Manikya dynasty. Till 1949, there are 184 Maharaja ruling over a period of many years. Maharaja Ratnamanika, after his father Dangorfa's death, was bestowed the title of Manikya in place of the aboriginal title of Pa. Pa actually means referring to the first child as a father. The Reang are one of the tribes belonging to the Tibeto-Burman group of the Sino-Tibetan language family. The language of the Reang is basically known as Kaubru, belonging to the Tibeto-Burman family. The Reang are also considered the term Bru and not Reang to be the name of the tribe. There are 12 clans in the Bru community, like Molsoy, Meska, Nsa, Rakchao, Apeto, Wairem, Chongpreng, Nokham, Tuimuyapa, Yakstam, Chorki, and Tamoyaksa. The fact that the Riang was not included in the said clan was because the last Kaskau, who was also very powerful and tyrant, name was actually Riang. The Riang Kaskau had subjugated all the others clan of the Bru community and had ruled over them for many years. There has been around 64 Kaskau spanning over 340 years from 1327 to 1667 AD. As such, other dominant tribes who have come into contact with the Kaskau have started to recognize them as Riang. Although Riang is name of the Kaskau in place of the Bru. Since then, the term Riang has been widely used as an appellation to denote the tribe. There are various opinions regarding the Riang original homeland, and of course, their migration. Now, from the perspective of the linguistic, ethnic, and physical features, the Reang are considered one of the Mongolian tribe, whose origin was said to be somewhere else in present-day China or somewhere in South China. Now, regarding their movement and migration, the movement of the Reang took place a very long time from the area around northwestern China between the Huanghu and the Yangtze-Kiang River. They then travel into Shan State of Burma, now of course Myanmar, and settle along the areas between the Irrawaddy and the Chinwin River. The Reang then move in successive waves from the area near the Chinwin River in two groups. One group move into the present-day Barak and the Brahmaputra Valley. Now, of course, that is in the present-day state of Assam. Now, these are the part of the group that established the Tripura or the Tripura kingdom. The other group settled in the Karnafuli river source area and in the north of the Maini river source in the Khakrasuri, Rangamati, and Bandarbar Hill district in Chittagong Hill tracts. At present, they are all in Bangladesh. So the Reang, while living in Chittagong, had their capital Mainit Langbang Noksi intact till 1587 AD. At the same time, the Tripuri capital was at Rangamati, and this Rangamati was changed. The name of Rangamati was changed by Maharaja Udaymanikka to Udaipur in 1577 AD. Now there is a version of some of their movement from the land of the Kaskau, that is from present-day Rangamati area, to the present-day state of Tripura, which was earlier a princely state of Tripura. Now this can be glanced during the second phase of the regime of Maharaja Govindomanikka. Now in 1660 AD, Maharaja Govindomanikka, he took refuge at a Reang village in Chittagong. Of course, this account can also be seen at the Samboras inscribed in Tripura Sundari Mandir in Udaipur. That is in Tripura, of course. And while in Chittagong, a pond was built by the Reang, now called Diginala Maniker Digi. This is the pond which I visited last December. It was written in Bangla. I'm just trying to translate it. Like it says, welcome, historic Maine Diginalar Digi, which says it is a historic pond built in the name of Maharaja Govindomanikka. Now these are all under the custody of the Chakma. So Govindo Manik, he left for Chittagong actually because he have got his conflict with his brother Chhatramanikka, who dethroned him with the help of some Muslim soldiers. And then during the second phase of regime of Maharaja Govinda Manikka, 8 Reangs, namely Yungsika, Paisika, Sondokha, Mondokha, Somsoha, Paimsoha, Toilomha, and Tuikluha. Of course, some versions have 12 elders, which also includes Sorzongla, Rzongla, Mongoha, and Tomha. So these 8 to 12 elders, having some internal feud and vendetta with the Reang Kaskau, they moved to the princely Tripura. So the Maharaja, Govindomanika, he gives the Reang a Bandari Bokok with an assurance that they will perform the Tuima rituals. It's a type of ritual. So this assurance should be followed, means to worship with the Bandari Bokok. So this assurance should be followed. Otherwise, a famine would befall on the kingdom of Tripura. So this was the belief. So in this way, the Reang were concentrated on the areas located between the river Gomiti and Muhuri. Of course, now in South Tripura. This is the Bandari Boko, which Maharaja Govindo Maniko has given to the young elders and make them settle in the southern parts of Tripura. Now this Bandari Boko, it's made of bamboo. It's 353 years and it is still lying at one of the temple known as Tripura Haphai Bagrama. It is in South Tripura. To look after the welfare of the Reang, a Dolopoti basically means the community leader was felt necessary. So Rai means the community head. It was constituted among the Reang to facilitate the administration among the Reang. And Angsaram also was the first Rai, which was being constituted in 1672 AD. So up to 1943, there are 36 Rai, with Deb Singh Chorki as the last official Rai. Because by 1943, there has been a uprising among the Reang because of some internal problem within the Reang administration. Now I'm going to say something about the social structure, starting with the Reang villages. Basically, the houses of the Reang are known as Charno, and they are constructed from locally available material. And basically, they are rectangular and on a raised platform. Domestic animal like pig are placed below the raised platform of the house. Firewood also stored below the raised platform of the house. The house usually doesn't have any windows, but have veranda, both at the front and also at the back of the houses. There is no any sort of partition inside the house and is commonly composed of, can be kitchen, storeroom, bedroom, and also the villages is generally named after a stream known as Tuisa or rivulet known as Tuima, or the village head known as the Chaudhry. These are some of the pictures of a village and the villagers, and also inside the house. As you can see, the kitchen as well as the store behind the women, and also the man was weaving a basket inside the house itself. Next, briefly, I'm going to speak about the marriage system. Now, the marriage system of the Reang, it entails arranged marriage, which we call it Sunglaimo, and elopement marriage, also called as Tuikhai Laimo. And arranged marriage is again composed by bride price, known as Dafa Bai Kailaimo. And there is a rendering of service in the house of the in-law known as Samaroi Yakmoi. And it is compulsory for all groom in whatever system of marriage. The marriage system of the Reang, it has been perpetuated by keeping a strict legal system. Like for instance, the pouring of the sacred water on the forehead of the groom, it has become a system of the marriage ceremony of the society. Earlier, before the actual social marriage, or known as suikemo, only the groom is required to be present, and he will be administered or blessed by the priest by pouring of the sacred water to the forehead with the bamboo pipe. While all this ceremony takes place, the bride remains absent except her hand-woven risa, or traditionally upper garment of the women. The two pictures are the risa. So the groom has to sit on top of it. It is often believed that a boy or girl, they become much more glamorous after applying the lairima thao, or oil of glamour, supplied by goddess of lairima. And during such marriageable age, the parents are always on a lookout for a perfect match for their sons or daughter. Friends, relatives, elder persons of the villages, and matchmaker, called as Gorinda, are requested to find out suitable match. After the formal talks are over, the groom parents speaks in a riddle. Tuima bunaideng, rima busudeng, hinye chungye, se fai miche. We came here with the objective of killing two birds with a stone. We came to visit US to have relationship through blood connection. In reply, the parents would say, Brony, cinema totra seke, about to fight on ko. Hazar sano suike, rungyako. Sangri no kaini, siako. It says, ours is too young and immature. She is yet to know how to wear her clothes properly. But the groom parent would say, Arpo chungno prungyalanai, sinurungyake, swisnurialanai, kainirungyake, kaisnurialanai, tau nirungyake, tau snurialanai. Which read as, however, we will train her steadily and make her skilled in all matters. With this riddle, it becomes very clear that the guardian have no objection, and in course of the conversation, they sip the locally home-brewed rice wine, known as arak. Thereafter, putting a symbol of ownership or a signal of engagement, known as wakar kaima, is held, and then feast of agreement where date for marriage is fixed, known as andra kutuimo, is performed. And marriage always take place at midnight or at dawn. At the outskirts of the groom village, a breaking of the egg ritual, known as lampra or tautui tang khomong, is performed for the safe journey of the groom. Now I'm going to speak about the dress and ornaments. The men wear a hand-woven loincloth and shirt, known as kutai. The women wear runai, a wrap around hand-woven cloth from the waist down to the knees. Erisa, or covering the chest, and of course, erikato was also commonly used. And the Reang women are also very fond of personal decoration and take much care for their makeup and hairdo. Silver ornaments, especially the necklace of silver coin, have a pride of place and status. Now this is the picture, the right side, the traditionally men, women, as well as the left side are also the Reang couple. This is a picture of a young lady with all the ornaments that she was wearing. As you could see on the hair, there is a sangai, followed by lukoi, chandrahar for the neck, kanti for the neck, rambak sanang for the neck, tro for the hand, rambak for the neck, tar for the arms, rusa for the chest, ankli for the neck, nabak for the ear, wakam for the ear, Renai, and also Bengi. Now, there is a history behind this wearing of necklaces. The Reang basically, they are dependent on jhum cultivation. So from the jhum cultivation, almost their whole ration for the year are met. And there are plenty of vegetable and of course rice or other cash crop. So those cash crop used to be exchanged or barter, or some Muslim come and purchase them. Muslim in the sense from British India during the earlier days. So they come and they purchase with the coin, and the coin, it either belong to the British India. That means the coin basically are of Queen Elizabeth era or King George V era. So the Reang, they don't need all this coin or money because they have enough. And also in princely Tripura, those coins are invalid because they cannot purchase anything in princely Tripura because princely Tripura is not a part of British India. So they made it as a decorative design and they wear them. Now coming to cultural life, the most important and popular dance of the Reang is the Hosagri, also known as Hodaigri. Now this Hosagri dance is usually performed on the occasion of Maiklungma, that is worship of goddess of paddy and cotton, during the month of September, October, after the successful completion of jhum cultivation harvesting. And Maiklungma consists of 4 varieties. Mainukma, that is the goddess of paddy, Kunukma, goddess of cotton, Maiktama, goddess of new food grain, Maiksamma, goddess of all food grains. As here you can see, the right side, the lady was performing a hosagri on top of a pitcher, holding a plate and a bamboo tray with a bottle and a lamp, lighted lamp, of course, displaying the hosagri dance. On the left side, you can see a lady performing a Mainukma ritual in front of the 2 grain pot. Now, hosagri, it basically indicates night of the feast, wherein all the villagers would enjoy awantai. It is a rice cake wrapped with plantain leaf and would usually drink arak, that is locally brewed rice wine. In a hosagri dance, the young maiden would expose their dance expertise and skill of various techniques. The dancer would start dancing by standing on the pitcher and balancing the plate, and also simultaneously balancing a round shape bamboo tray and keeping a bottle attached with a burning lamp on top of her head. This picture are some of the Hosagri dance. Now coming to the dormitory, or known as Dwaino, the Reang express their cultural identity and distinctness through their social organization, language, ritual, and festival. They have retained their own way of managing internal affairs of the village, mainly through two institutions, namely the village council and the youth dormitory. The dormitory is the core of tribal culture, and of course, it reinforces the age-old tradition of social cohesion. The elder of the village would assemble at the dormitory for every important event. Here they discusses matter concerning the welfare of the village and fixed date and time for celebration of the village festival. The dormitory may also be considered as a center of social, economic, and religious life of the village. And this dormitory is usually constructed at the middle of the village and serve as a center of socio-economic upbringing, particularly with the young people. Coming to the economic life, Zoom or shifting cultivation. This is the only means of subsistence of the Reang. Now, this Zoom cultivation, it involves arduous and comparatively hard labor practiced by means of mutual joint activity. And major activity of the Zoom cultivation, like selection of land, cutting and clearing of forest pits, burning of woods, clearing of the debris, sowing, weeding, and harvesting are all done by the villagers. These two by means of mutually joint activity. On the right side, there is a picture of a zoom where the grain has been sowed, and on the below, you could see two young lady taking the fruits of the harvest, means from the zoom cultivation. Coming to religion, the Reang profess the traditional methods of worshipping the deities, having local name like Tuima, or goddess of water, Lampra, Akhitro and Bikitro as goddess of family, Mailukma, goddess of Pede, Hulukma, goddess of cotton, and so on and so forth. And the supreme god is often called as Ntaiktor. Another one notable peculiarity of Reang religion is that the god or deities do not have any particular image or a place of worship, but are represented by means of decorated bamboo poles, or in some case, a stone or piece of rocks. The sacrifice of fowl, pigs, goats, they are a common sight in terms of tribal rituals in Tripura, just like the Reangs. The Reang concept of spirit and deities are of utmost importance in terms of their belief in religion. They have a belief on the spirit known as Fola, who has a tremendous influence on a person's life. The spirit or Fola is used to refer to the supernatural being that are unnamed by the Reangs. They may reside in a person, animals, fish, trees, or rivers. The picture that you see, the bamboo, in this small, this is a bamboo raft, small bamboo raft, where the last remain, like the ash or the bone, it will be thrown in the stream or a river. On the right side is just a picture about what the ritual that is being performed by the Reang. Coming to the status of the Reang women. The Reang women are not considered to be a burden on the family. They enjoy a considerable means of equality with their menfolk. They played a crucial role in the socio-economic development. Though the Reang belong to the patrilineal society, the women of this community occupy a significant position in the social structure. The Reang women, in terms of socio-economic activities, are hardworking. Their services are also sought in almost every household matters and other daily chores. They simultaneously work at home and also in the field. Now about the Reang, their concept of change and development. Now the Reang have been identified as the primitive tribal group. Of course, the name has now been changed to particularly vulnerable tribal group by the Minister of Home Affairs, Government of India in 1975-76. And they're being categorized on the basis of pre-agricultural level of technology, extremely low level of literature, declining or stagnant population. As such, the tribal rehabilitation in plantation and primitive group program. Of course, now it is primitive tribal group or particularly vulnerable tribal group. So this department started working from the year 1986 in India. And this TRP PTG Directorate is mainly dealing with the socio-economic upliftment of the Reangs in Tripura. Now in all of India, there is as many as 75 such groups. And in the northeastern part of India, there are only two groups. One is Maram from Manipur state, and the other is Reang from Tripura state. So thank you and Kaksa to all of you.